Hey everyone, over the next week, we're going to be attempting to climb Chimborazo, a 20,500 foot stratovolcano in Ecuador, which is the highest technical volcano you can climb in the world. Because we'll have such a high chance of getting altitude sickness and how physically demanding and steep it is, we'll have to prepare by climbing two other nearby peaks beforehand. One of which is Cotopaxi, a beautiful 19,500 foot volcano, and the other is Illiniza Sur, a 17,500 foot mountain, which is where we'll start and our journey to the top of Chimborazo begins. Let's go!
Let's go, my friends.
We're in Ecuador. We got some volcanoes to climb. Illiniza Sur, all the way up there. And then we can actually see Cotopaxi from where we are. Chimborazo is somewhere way off in the distance, but we got to climb these little guys before we can go. Oh, they're leaving. See ya. Let's go, Juan. Starting at the trailhead. He's been guiding for 30 years. How many times have you done Chimborazo?
Around the 100 times, but Cotopaxi 600 times.
600 times Cotopaxi? Yeah. We're in good hands here. He's gonna be bringing us up. Illiniza Sur, it's that one on the left. I've actually done the one on the right, but the one on the left is much harder. So we're gonna have this nice little trek in, going through these plains. So the current plan is to trek for a couple hours towards the beautiful peak of Illiniza Sur, and hopefully by the end of the day we'll reach this cool little refuge nestled in the mountain valleys where we'll sleep at 15,000 feet. From there we'll have an absolutely devious 2 a.m. wake up and hopefully make our way to the summit, which will further adapt our bodies to the thinning of oxygen and prepare us for Chimborazo. Already making some good progress right out the gate. Just came from that. Oh, so beautiful. Juan, your country is beautiful.
Yes, my friend.
Ecuador. So this is our little squad we got right here. We got Juan and then Rahul. He's running with the horse right now. Ironically, despite it being our first climb of this 3-part climb, it's actually probably going to be one of the hardest. A little bit of hazard risk there too. Gonna want to push up really early in the morning so we don't have any of those rocks up there just come loose and hit us. But I'm excited, man. We're getting into some technical peak training. Cotopaxi and Chimbo are just high altitude grinds, but Illiniza Sur is gonna be pretty hype. Oh, first break.
Good job, man.
Eesh. About an hour in. Can't even see where we came from. It's just all the way down there. I get some water, fueling before we head up this last little layer into camp. For being already almost at 15,000 feet, very important we get our water in. And also, y'all already know, we got the RX bar. We got the Zest fruit leather, the classics. My go-to snacks, Juan, RX bars. But they won't sponsor me. I keep asking. Alrighty, we're back on the move. We're getting up there in this dusky setting for sure. But fellas, I'm gonna be honest. I got PTSD from when I slept in this refuge for Illiniza Norte. It is not fun, fellas. You'll see it's brutal. But we make the most of it. Nice 2 a.m. wake up. Sometimes you need it, you know? Sometimes you need a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, about to hit this nice slog. Got under 1,000 feet to go, probably. So we get to the refuge. It's just diabolical in there. I don't want to go. Whew. A little further. Just almost at the top of the spine here. And we'll be able to see the refuge. Oh, gotta love when we can just see our progress. Parking lot all the way down there, just came trucking up here. I was 2,000 feet again. Good workout. Yeah, we were going fast. Had to get up here. Time is of the essence. Now we got an even better view of the climb. So you can kind of see, like, we're gonna be going on this path. Cut to the left, I believe. Go up along this. And then come up on the back side of Illiniza Sur. She is looking mean. This is definitely going to be up there with one of the most technical climbs I've done. Cotopaxi and Chimborazo are gonna be super hard. That's a lot of the, because of the altitude and how long of a day they are. But Illiniza Sur is very technical. We're gonna have the ice axes out, getting after it. Hey, it's home. Home for the night, brother. There's probably like gonna be 20 people sleeping in this tonight. Hard to believe, I know. Let's go. Nice. Good job, horse. You did good. You can go home now. Got a nice view of the hut right here. But yeah, absolutely shot up to 15,500 feet. Still got a few more thousand to go to get to Illiniza Sur. I think you can maybe see the summit poking out up there. But yeah, moving through this, take a left, push up, and then that whole side is pretty much glaciated. It's gonna be very technical, very fun. But we're making some really good elevation gain. Gonna prepare us for Chimborazo, especially technically, but also mentally, physically, and whatnot. But yeah, all right, let's go see what's inside here. See how crammed it's looking. I mean, there doesn't seem to be too much people, but people might be sleeping right now. So I'll see what our living situation's like right now. Hola! Wow, look at this little kitchen. Hola, hola!
Popcorn for the night.
No popcorn? It's all out? Unfortunate.
This is your place.
Alright, this one?
Yeah.
Nice.
Your duffel is here.
Okay, in that bag, yeah. Nice. Bro, we better sleep good tonight, boys. I don't even know who that dude is I'm sleeping next to, but hey. We're all climbers out here. All in all, I was pretty excited about this 10-man sleepover in here tonight. But anyway, that evening I ate like 3 bowls of this soup since I was pretty hungry, checked out and used the bathroom before attempting to get some rest.
Oh, look at all this gear.
You can see some people have already left. It's like 1:45 in this John right now. I'm not even gonna complain about last night's sleep because nobody wants to hear that. You know, we're rocking the Nepals right now, and yeah, then we'll get after it. Come on now, fellas. We out of there. Goodbye, huts. We'll return after we summit. So yeah, we just got a bit of trekking to do until we get all the way up there. Can't see it, but soon the sun will be out and all things will be good. So at 2 a.m. we headed for the summit of Illiniza Sur. For the first hour or two, it'll be mostly traversing over gravel and rock, but it'll get progressively more and more steep until we're on the glacier, and that's where things get barbaric. Not gonna lie, fellas, Loki had to go to the bathroom, but when everyone's going, you gotta go. Come on. We're pretty much between Illiniza Norte and Illiniza Sur now. Now we're just gonna keep working our way up. So we continued making progress on the route until we were on the opposite side of the mountain, and now this is where things are gonna get a lot more rocky and steep as we approach the glacier. All right, we're roped up. Juan's gonna head up, belay me from up above, and then Rahul just sent it up there. Bro left us, he free soloed. Dude, I actually have to go to the bathroom, like this is brutal. It just takes away from the entire climbing experience. Come on. It should go away. It's all a mental thing anyways. Number 1 is not a mental thing. Number 2, mental. Alrighty, let's go. First rock scramble. Let's get up this John. So we're pretty much climbing on like, kind of like volcanic rock, I think. So it's very loose in some places, but for the most part, pretty chill. So there was a couple more rock scrambles and some more traversing over some nice gravel, but for the most part I was feeling pretty good, and now we were approaching the base of the glacier and could start climbing. Alright, we just threw the crampons on. We even got the ice axes out because the Bullet Glacier is right there. You can see the snow. Now it's time to ice climb one. Let's go. Alright, he's currently climbing all the way up there. Both of them. I'm flaking bro this rope so it doesn't get caught on rocks and stuff. Okay, climb. Yeah. Okay, coming. Alright, we're just making sure to go nice and slow. It isn't that steep, but I want to make sure I get all my points in. Because it's actually like kind of solid ice. There we go. This ice is better.
So now we're going to use these ice axes to ascend this Larry. We're going to have about 4 sections or pitches, which we'll need to overcome before the final push to the summit. The ice was pretty hard and it was difficult to get the points into it, so that made it a little bit more exhausting. We also want to move quite fast, but of course carefully, because once the sun is out, we'll be at a pretty significant risk of ice melting and falling on top of us or causing rocks to fall on us.
There it goes. Got to keep your head down so ice doesn't hit you in the face. Cover. Alright, so a bit of an issue. I was feeding the rope through and like it was all like tangled and stuff. I mean, I guess just don't fall because that's like a solid 10 feet or something. Just go nice and slow. Oh wait. Is that knotted rope gonna go through the anchor? I gotta fix this.
So now I was getting a good old look at whatever happened to the rope. I mean, this thing just got absolutely mangled for no reason. And of course, this is a problem because if I were to fall and the knots undid themselves, there would be no tension on the rope, and essentially I would fall further than I would usually and probably get hurt.
There's been a knot that's been getting caught on the rope. Carabiner, so don't pull. Let me undo it quick. This is not something you want to see. Oh, my fucking calves. Ah, shit. Hold. Oh, whatever. So if you're wondering, for all those who may not know, technically we're being held by these ice screws here. They go into the ice and snow, and they keep us safe because they can hold a lot of weight.
So my attempts to get the knot out were kind of in vain, but I just locked in anyway and made sure not to fall. After fixing it at the top of the anchor, we continued further and further up the glacier on some sustained and tiring 60-degree slope. But luckily, after a few hours of climbing in the dark, the sun would finally begin to rise as we topped out over the steepest parts of the climb.
Oh, the calves. Oh. The calves. Woo, they're feeling it. Right there. Bam. Hola. Oh, interesting.
Okay.
So now it was light out and we had made it up all of the steep and, dangerous ice climbing. But from here, we had a few snowfields to cross over until we can scramble our way up to the top of Illiniza and get one step closer to Chimborazo.
Making his way up there. Summit right up there. Just got this little glacial snowfield to get through. A couple crevasses right here. Just little ones. And there we got Illiniza Norte. Pretty much on par with the top of it now. This will be a fun traverse right here. There he goes. Keep pulling! Because the issue is, well, if I start climbing and we have all this slack, then I could just yeet off into that. So, want to make sure this is all out. Little more! Let's get it. Little traverse. Alright, I want to make sure to be extra careful here. Dude, look at this. Like, Ecuador, so beautiful. Come on. Yeah, no, as much as I love, actually, you know what? No, I hate climbing in the dark. It's not fun. You can't see anything. All right, let's get this bad Larry out. Slot these boys in here. If I can. Or just get it in there. There we go. All right, snag this dude. Give me this dude. Look at this. Sheesh. Alrighty. Yeah, so you can kind of see, well, you can't really see, but we just came up all the way over that. Whew. Come on, man. Oh, is that the summit maybe? One of these big rocks. Feeling good now, baby. Ah. All right. Sheesh. Just rock scrambling from here. Look at that. Beauty. We just gotta go up this last bit of rock scrambling, and then we'll be at the top. Been out here for 3 hours and 48 minutes. We only made 1,300 feet of elevation gain. Let's finish it off. Only carrying one axe for now, just in case. Nice crevasse. Let's go. Summits right there. Yeah. We did that. This has honestly been one of the harder climbs I've done. Very technically demanding. Oh, look at that ridge. Boom. See that ice like hanging off of the, look at that, that's so cool. The ice hanging off the rocks right there. And we got Cotopaxi, where we're going next before Chimborazo right there. This was honestly just as painful as the ice. Very loose dirt, rock. What a day. Yeah, I'd say this was, that was much more technically demanding than Everest. Whew. Oh, we can see Chimborazo way off that peak. Highest volcano climb over there. But for now, oh, this has definitely been one of the more rewarding summits. Thank you, you were great.
At 17,500 feet, our bodies were much more acclimatized to the thinning of oxygen, and we could even see Cotopaxi, which was our next challenge, and also Chimborazo off in the distance, which was quite thematic and epic in my opinion. Unfortunately, we couldn't spend too much time on the summits because we had to get off before the ice would start melting and put us at risk of a boulder taking off our skull. So, you know, we headed on out of there as quick as possible.
Time to head down. Sketchy. Alright, so we've made it off this big summit rock. One is rappelling down currently. Now we're just gonna get down all these pitches and get on back to the refuge. We'll head into those crevasses right there, and ahead of that we'll be able to see what we came up. It'll be nice and exciting. Look at this little cave right here, stuck in a pinch, bivvy up in there. Beautiful. Anyways, this is what we were trudging up for like 3 hours. Absolutely diabolical. Sheesh. Came a long way.
It was definitely a bit exciting seeing how steep the ice was that we came up. And if you're wondering, we're actually rappelling off of V threads right now, which is when you drill a V in the ice and thread the rope through to create an anchor, and that way you can safely descend without leaving any gear behind.
This is a dilemma. Oh, there we go.
I remember I was kind of like raging in here. Ooh, look at this traverse. All right, we've made it off of the entire glacier. Good timing too, because now the sun is hitting it. And you can already see it's like melting quite a bit of it. Then we just gotta get down here, back to the refuge, pick up our stuff, and then we're on out of here. The refuge, right there. Hungry. 8 hours. Only like 2 RX bars. We're in the trenches. Kind of getting socked in up there right now. Looks like we got out at a pretty good time. So now the plan is, of course, get back all the way down to the car, because that's one peak down. And of course, next one, well, it's socked in now, but Cotopaxi. So we're gonna recover out next couple days, and then we're gonna head over there. Cotopaxi, baby. We're gonna be hitting it. I've never even been near Cotopaxi. Well, actually, that's a lie. I've been to the refuge, but not past that. So this is gonna be a good volcano climb. I'm hyped. We're gonna recover because today was absolutely brutal. And then Chimborazo's next. This was a great day, fellas. Come on now. We done did it. Now we're just hustling and grustling down this peak.
The rest of the descent was definitely more enjoyable and a vibe. It's always nice coming down after a successful climb. And now that we had reached 17,500 feet, our bodies were more acclimatized and prepared for Cotopaxi, which will bring us to 19,500 feet. And then afterwards, Chimborazo, which is 20,500 feet. So over the next day and a half, we recovered, checked out the beautiful country of Ecuador just a tad bit, and then we made our way to Cotopaxi to begin the second of 3 climbs.
Had a couple days of rest, now we're ready to go. Not him though, he climbed it last night with someone else. He's a madman, he keeps climbing this. It's like his 5th night in a row. She's looking mean up there, not gonna lie, but looks big. All right, we've just gotten to our refuge place we're gonna be staying for the night. And guys, not gonna lie, I'm like pleasantly surprised, because basically there's 2 refuges for Cotopaxi. I guess this is one of the main ones. It's much, you know, lower, a lot nicer. And I'm gonna show you inside. It's actually pretty nice. But then there's another one. Essentially, you would just keep driving up, and then there's one all the way up in the clouds right now, which is way more just raw. Yeah, the only thing that isn't as good is we have to wake up earlier, because now we have to drive like 30 minutes to the trailhead, and then we'll start climbing from there in the middle of the night, like 1 a.m. or something like that. Dude, this place is sick though. Look at these houses right in the shadow of Cotopaxi too. What up, little birds? Such a beautiful lodge right on a volcano. I mean, look at this. Be enjoying dinner with the squad. Just got a little clouded view of Cotopaxi. And this is our room right here. And we can kind of see the mountain from our bed. Yeah, dude, hopefully it clears up more. That is looking kind of diabolical up there. I wonder if it's snowing or not. Tomorrow we don't need as much technical equipment like ice screws, technical ice axes we don't need. We obviously need the boots, crampons, helmet, etc. And also it gets way colder on Cotopaxi compared to Illiniza Sur. I think this is the bathrooms. Maybe. Wait, which one? Which one's the guys and the... That's gotta be the girls, right? Can't tell. Is this a dude? Huh? Showers. Dude, they have what? Okay, that's clearly the guys. Pretty late now. The last thing I'm doing is just preparing my water for tomorrow. This is kind of the strat we got going right here. Is we're putting electrolytes in the water so they're ready for tomorrow. I've been using Elements. They have these new like chocolate chai flavors. This one is so good. Nice hot water, throw it in there, and pretty big for me at least, because when I'm climbing I get like really bad cramps. Like, dude, we got some logs right here, but these boys cramp up. The inner hamstring, just absolutely brutal to have cramp up. So these help a ton whenever I'm out here. Also helps with the fatigue, because your body needs, you know, potassium, sodium, etc. to actually be able to perform your best. If you want to go get yourself some, you can actually use the link in the description or drinkelements.com/Ryan Mitchell. You can get yourself some and even 8 free sample packets
which is pretty cool because they have a lot of good flavors out there. Gonna go to bed now, and then we're gonna wake up at some ungodly hours and start getting after it. So I'm gonna go to bed. Peace out, y'all. That night, we went to bed at around 12,500 feet, knowing very well we're going to have to wake up at midnight and make 7,000 feet of elevation gain to reach the summit of Cotopaxi. Let's hope we don't vomit tomorrow, fellas. All right, it's currently 12:30 a.m. Solid wake up, boys. That's 1 a.m. toast hitting different. Look at this jam. This stuff is crazy.
All right, let's do this.
Okay, my friend, let's go.
So now it's time for a nice 30-minute drive to the beginning of Cotopaxi's trailhead. I was definitely feeling tired, but luckily the weather seems to be looking a lot better. It was looking pretty nasty yesterday, so you know what, fellas? This might just be a nice day of climbing.
We've arrived. Cotopaxi parking lot. No wind?
No.
Awesome. Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so we're at the trailhead. We're about to start. It's like 1:45, and we have about 4,000 feet of elevation gain to make. So it was good that we slept in the lodge lower. That means we have to climb more today. So really just gonna focus on my breathing because we're going into 19,500 feet by the end of the day. So kind of a big jump, but we should be able to do it. As long as the conditions are good, weather looks good. Can't see it, but once we get like 30 minutes in, we'll be at the refuge we could have stayed at. And then from there, we'll go to the lower glacier and then the upper glacier. And from there, it's just a push to the summit. Alrighty, see a car. About, I don't know, who knows, 8-9 hours? Something. We got a lot of gain to catch, Juan. Let's go. Yeah, the air is feeling nice and crisp. Nice and thin. But luckily right now, the kind of trek up to the refuge is pretty tame. Good to get the juices flowing, the blood flowing. So now we are about 30 minutes into our trek in, and we're about to come up on the Cotopaxi refuge, which is where we could have stayed if we wanted to last night. And it's gonna be cool to explore because it's kind of a nighttime setting right now. It'll give us a nice spot to get some water, and then we can head out from there into the more steeper, glaciated part of the mountain. Ooh, at our first checkpoint, the refuge. Pretty much in the clouds right now, but yeah, let's check it out. Dude, like where even are we? We're at, by the way, I'm like, that's 168 hard from BPM. Not gonna lie, we could have stayed in here last night. And I really wish we had, because by the end of the day, we're gonna be jumping up like 7,000 feet of gain. So I'm already feeling kind of weak right now. But like, I know I can clock through this, but I'm just saying, you know? I'm not complaining. There's literally just this crazy infrastructure at 16,000 feet. Like, let's check this thing out. Dude, I really wish we had stayed in here last night. This is sick. Huh. Oh, we can see our route. We're at the refuge right now. We're gonna be going up this left route, so gonna have a little bit without any snow. Hop on the glacier, boom, gonna be steep. And then we get onto the upper mountain, and then the summit from there. They have like a little cafeteria. This is Juan Strat, how he gets his energy. He always has a little bit of soda, puts it in his water, get that glucose. Good strategy, my friend. Back to business. Back to business we go. Oh, fellow climbers. So right here we have a small group of climbers that turned back. Not really sure what their reason was. It was probably they didn't have the experience or they were just tired. Hello. Yeah, now we're just gonna be heading up this, kind of continuing on this gravelly, rocky terrain until we get on the glacier. And from there, that's when it gets a little exciting. Now we can see the climb we're going up. We got a lot of game to catch, my friend. Oh, it looks nice and clear up there though. So cool. Beautiful moon out. Just crossed 1,500 feet of gain, almost 17,000 feet of elevation. So that means we got a little less than 3,000 to go. Yeah, we're just still working up these gravelly hills, getting closer to those headlamps, getting closer to everybody that's on the glacier.
Sí está bueno, entonces.
Alrighty. We're at the lower glacier. Look at this thing. Look at this. So we just got all this ice here. Gonna be like that all the way to the summit. Boom, crampons. 17.2, about 2.3 thousand more feet to go. So basically we're gonna have our ice axes out. So just in case I were to slip, you know, he would arrest me. Now we're gonna be on the glacier, so we're gonna have to lock in, stay focused, and soon that sun will be out. Very thick ice. Yeah, this is some very hard ice.
Yes.
Really gotta dig those crampons in, or else you go off into the distance. Alrighty, so we're officially on the glacier. Very beautiful. So currently on the lower glacier, the Bajo Glacier, and then we'll get onto the upper glacier, and from there the summit. The sun should be rising in the next hour or so. Gonna be super beautiful, and I'm so excited because this is probably one of the coolest summits in all of Ecuador, honestly, because of the crater. Well, you can see right into it, so. Alrighty, just continuing our way up here. Whew, getting high up. Good thing is we're getting more snow on this glacier ice. Makes it easier for the crampons to stick in because some of the stuff is so hard. Crampons and ice axe just will not go in, especially if you actually needed it to.
So we continued to grind up the glacier, and honestly the entire environment was super magical. We were passing by really cool ice formations and crevasses, all while the sun was slowly coming up on the horizon.
Boom, 18,000 feet. 1,500 more to go, and the sun is about to be rising from over there. Dude, look at this. Little crevasse. Nice bivvy right here. But yeah, we're moving up, getting pretty steep now. Also caught up to some other headlamps, some other people moving up. Feeling pretty good, 18,000 feet. Obviously still got a little bit left to go, but this is a new personal best for this trip because Illiniza Sur got us 17.5. Gonna get to 19.5 on Cotopaxi, and then Chimborazo 20.5. Nice, fresh little snowfall here. We're getting up there. You can kind of see like a false-ish summit. Oh, that's dopamine right there. Look at that orange over there, Juan. Whew. So yeah, that's probably another like 500 to 1,000 feet. Come on, man, that's beautiful. So now you can kind of see we've been making our way up. We were all the way down there, slowly working up this icy, rocky terrain. Now we're within 1,500 feet of the summit. And we're about to get the most beautiful sunrise. Hello, hello.
Hello.
How's it going? It's quite beautiful out, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, this is pretty awesome looking right here though. Nice traverse through this crazy glacier.
So now we are pretty much off of the lower mountain and on the upper mountain. We had an absolutely amazing view so far. So now we had to just traverse over more of the glacier, and then we'll be on the final push for the summit.
All right, nice section here. A little technical. Once we get through this and on top, we should be able to see the summit perfectly. Although I think there might be a false summit. I'm not sure. Let's go. Let's go hike. Hike. Oh, don't step in one of these holes. Woo. Above the clouds. Yes, be a little careful here. Big drop off and have ice. So, dude, wonderful. Just getting those front points in. No slippage here. Yeah, okay, that's the summit all the way up there. Now we can see it. drop off on the right, drop off on the left. Are we on some sort of ridge right now? Are we on a ridge?
Yes, exactly.
Pretty cool. Oh, dude, I could just jump into those clouds right now. Days like this makes the ones that are just awful worth it.
So now we could perfectly see the summits, and we were just moving up closer and closer to it. We were in the mid 18,000, high 18,000 feet range, and in my previous experience and opinion, this is where you really will start to feel the altitude.
Snagging another quick photo here. Oh, look at the reflection on that ice. And if you're wondering, oh, he's a great photographer. His phone is insane. But we were all the way down in that valley down there this morning. Drove up a couple thousand feet and now almost at the summit. Final push here. Now we're gonna be kind of moving up this. Boom, go a little bit to the right, come up towards the left up there onto the summit. So this is like the very upper glacier once we get off of this ridge.
Super.
Yeah.
Super.
Beautiful day out.
The famous, my friends.
Let's go, we summit.
Hey! How are you, friends?
He's the man. Everyone's in a good mood out here today.
Hola.
I think the coolest thing about this glacier is how the ice is carved. Not gonna lie, this last 1,000 feet looks pretty steep and scary. We got this. All right, well, this slog begins.
So now we just had to push up this final section of the mountain before reaching the summit. And although it looks easier because there's less ice, it actually makes it more dangerous because of potential rock fall caused by people climbing all the way up above us.
Whew. Look at this pillar of ice. Okay. Yeah, was down there. Moved up that dry dirt. Now we're back on the glacier. So within 30 minutes from the top, maybe?
Probably.
Yeah, probably. Big step. So there's people up there who don't got hit by rocks, so we're trying to move around them. Got this little nice little traverse here. Nice. Whew. Nice direct route to the top. Crampons surprisingly dig pretty well into this. We're in the end game, brother. We're at that top of the Cotopaxi where it's glaciated again. We just gotta traverse, navigate through this sort of icy glacier, then we'll be on the summit. Yeah, it's just right over that, couple hundred feet, if that. Oh, way above the clouds. That's that last point when we were walking on all that ice. Transitioned into the dirt and rock. Now we're about to hop back on the ice. We're out of breath for sure, but we're gonna make it, I think. Last 300 feet. Let's go. All right, once we get over this ice ledge, we'll either be on the summit or we'll have gone faked out and it'll be a false summit. I'm preparing for the dopamine hit right now. Is that sun I see, which means we're on the other side. Oh, the sun is blinding. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Look at that. That is literally, does anything else, does this exist anywhere else on Earth? Come on, we gotta go to True Summit so you can kiss the rock one. Beautiful. Oh, with the sun. This was erupting just 1 to 2 years ago. Chimborazo?
Exactly.
That's our next challenge now in a couple days.
Yes, bro.
Do the thing, do the thing. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, that was great. Fantastic. Whew. Yeah, amazing view of the crater, all the surroundings. And you even can see the shadow being casted by the volcano.
We decided to spend some extra time out on the top since it was so nice out, and we were at 19,500 feet, so we wanted to let our bodies acclimatize and adjust to the lack of oxygen. Of course, lurking off in the distance was Chimborazo, which despite looking a bit tiny on the horizon, was actually 1,000 feet of pain higher than where we currently were. But before we could worry about climbing that, we had to make it down because we had been out for so long at this point, and it was really starting to warm up, and I'd rather not get a football-sized rock to the face. So yeah, we decided to get on out of there.
Goodbye, summit. Now time to descend. Last little crater view here.
So as we start making our way back on the descent, we're gonna have to be really careful because, like I've been stating, the ice and dirt and rock that we're traveling on is really tough and hard. So we don't want to slip. We got to be careful and really focus on our footwork.
Alrighty, let's get off of this John. Nice and safely. Woo, long way to go. Fun, fun. Hey. I feel like that one's gonna collapse. Very flat down there. That's what's so cool about these volcanoes is they're freestanding. Around them, just very flat. Goodbye, ice. Hello, red dirt. Breakfast is calling. It's still only like 8 or 9 a.m. Yeah, great climb. I definitely feeling that altitude though. That was actually pretty brutal. Y'all know me, I get my indigestion. Ooh. And this is what the refuge looks like in the day. Dude, what an actual architectural feat. 4,300 feet of gain, not bad for where we were. And a solid 3,200 calories. Now it's time for good old Chimborazo. We saw him up there. Now we're gonna come for him, take his soul. Just kidding, you don't disrespect the mountain like that. It will humble you. But yeah, in a couple of days, we'll get going. Gonna probably rest over the next day, I think. So we're all ready to go. And yeah, hopefully we get as good weather, good opportunity as we did here. There she is, straight up and into the clouds. So we'll take a road up and up and up until we get to the trailhead. We're here. Chimborazo. Alrighty, we've just arrived at the trailhead. We got Chimborazo right behind us. Looking a little nasty up there, I'm not gonna lie. Could get gnarly. But I mean, yeah, this is the final challenge. World's tallest volcano climb right here. But essentially, yeah, there's this nice little check-in center. And we're gonna be walking up towards here. And then we're gonna make our way actually up this ridge. And then right where my finger is pretty much the high camp. I think that's around 18-ish thousand feet, 17,000-ish. Right now we're at 15,000. So now we're just gonna get our packs on, get all of our stuff, start heading up. Alrighty, we are leaving the parking lot now. Got a nice little team right here. Yeah, we got some absolutely chonker packs today. Take a look at this thing. Probably like 40 pounds, not that much honestly. But reason why it's so heavy is because we actually got some water here. I have another full 3.5 liter in the pack. Chimborazo is pretty dry right now. Usually you'd be able to melt the glacier water, or sorry, you'd be able to melt glacial ice, which would be all the way up at the high camp. But as you can see, there isn't a lot of ice up there right now. So we're kind of just bringing our own.
So we began our way up Chimborazo. Today is going to be a lot of exhausting trekking over rock and dirt until we traverse this ridge into the high camp. From there, once again, fellas, we're going to be waking up in the middle of the night to push for the summit.
A little nervous, always a little nervous before the big climbs because, you know, waking up at some unfathomable hours, some barbaric hours, like 12 a.m. to push for the summit tomorrow. It's not always pleasant, but you know, we got it. Basically, my mindset right now is I'm just thinking today up to high camp is a nice little hike. You know, nice little hike all the way up to that ridge, then get onto the high camp. And then, I mean, basically, we're on the mountain. I'm gonna be in mountaineering mode, so I'll be all set to wake up nice and early. About to start making some solid gainage here. Gonna start feeling this pack, feel it in the legs. Look at brothers, the sun.
Yeah.
You got some blue sky in there.
I hope.
This is gonna be good.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we got some people moving. Oh, you can even see the glacier sticking out. Woo, right there. So as we're moving on all these little rock guys, interesting fact, you didn't know, Chimborazo is actually the closest point to the sun. The earth is not completely spherical, it's a little bulgous just in the middle. And because we're pretty much right on the equator, that means that it's actually like 9,000 feet closer to space than Mount Everest, which is pretty crazy. Wilson, you got a big pack?
Okay.
You got this. We got this. About 620 feet in, 16,500 feet. And look at that. You can see right up Chimborazo. I think you can see our route. We're just gonna be moving up that very, very long slog. Obviously risk of falling, but like, it's just cramponing technique the whole time. Looking pretty good up there. If there's any sort of cloud action tomorrow, I think it'll either be dissipated completely or it'll be lower so that we're above it, which, whew, you know I love me a good summit above the clouds. Anyways, let's keep going.
From where we were standing, we could now see the high camp of Chimborazo. The only thing separating us was this gigantic rock band that we're gonna have to make our way up, and then we'll get onto that ridge that leads right into camp. Super excited because that ridge looked really cool from afar.
Coming in on a 1,000 feet of elevation gain. But now we're just moving up to this rock band right here. It's gonna get a little steep, of course, but after that, we'll pretty much be in direct line of sight of our camp. Just working our way up this bad Larry, per usual. But dude, I mean, come on. This is literally the moon. In every direction, it just looks like we're on the moon. It's so obvious now. The moon landing was faked. It was the pictures were taken here. Oh, now we're getting on the ridge. This is what we were seeing little ant people come up from all the way down there. Now we got a nice straight away into camp. See how red this soil is? So cool. And then camp is right on that ledge right there. Probably about like less than half an hour out for sure. Different planet. Different galaxy, brother.
We're now pushing into some significant elevation, like 16,000, 17,000 feet-ish. Definitely a bit exhausting, but we were almost to camp. It was in sight. We just had to make this final push.
Oh, darn it. Gotta hit this little dopamine real quick. Pretty much I've made it up that whole red ridge. About 1,300 feet of elevation gain. We'll probably make 1,500 by the end of the day. About like 50 feet in elevation before we roll into the high camp. Dude, that glacier is practically extinct. That thing probably used to go all the way down there. Guys, I know we have to be based and super far right, but I think global warming might actually exist. Anyhow, we're at 17,500 feet. So now let's pop into high camp. I'll show you guys around. It's actually tense versus kind of the refuges we've been staying in. So yeah, it's kind of barren, but I will say in the corner of my eye right now, I see a bathroom improvement from since I was here like a year and a half ago when I was absolutely dead. So let's go. Oh, look at these big white domes. So yeah, everyone kind of stays in these little white tents. I think this one is a cook tent actually. They be cooking up the grub. Oh yeah. Hola, hola. I mean, come on, these are some nice bathrooms they built. Like actually, this is way better than before. Brand new. I mean, you got like nice privacy, solid toilet. It's because I'm pretty sure they're full. Usually we would stay in these big white tents right here, but Juan and I brought a tent so we can kind of just set up our camp right here. Honestly, we'll probably get way better sleep anyways, because like I'm telling you, inside of one of those domes there's like probably 20 people. So it will be sleeping a little bit better than we would tonight. I mean, look at this bad area behind us. All the way up there tonight. All right, again, pretty late. Got the summit up there. Moving into our nice tent. I mean, look at this. Where even are we right now? Actually, what is going on? Little tent tour. Juan's still moving in, but we got the -40 bag right here. And of course, all of our gear, stuff that we need to sleep. But anyways, yeah, we're probably gonna eat some dinner and then go to bed. It's already like 6:30, which means we have to get up in 5 hours or something, or even less. I don't know. That's exciting. But yeah, we're just gonna crank out tomorrow, get it done. We've acclimatized, gotten here feeling good, and yeah, let's do this. Let's get to the top of Chimborazo.
The clouds would keep coming in and out, giving us occasional glimpses of our upcoming climb. Although it looks close, that's a sturdy 3,000 feet left to go. But anyway, we enjoyed the gigantic sea of orange and clouds all around us. We ate some food consisted of chicken and rice, and then we attempted to get as much sleep as we could for the night.
Alrighty, it's about 12:20. We got camp over here. Dude, full moon, summit just shining out there. Look at that. I'm gonna quickly be using this bathroom. In terms of the altitude though, definitely felt a little bit last night. I would wake up kind of not gasping for breath, but I could tell like there was a lack of oxygen in my body. But I chugged a liter as soon as I got up, a liter of water. Feeling a lot better now. Once you get moving, it's prime. There's our tent. We'll be back in like 9 hours, hopefully. And you can still kind of see the glacier of the false summit, I believe, all the way up there. We're gonna slowly work our way up there. Gonna be on this rock for about an hour or so. Then I think we do some scrambling and whatnot. And then eventually we'll go onto the glacier and then just go straight up that. One step at a time. We'll be up there soon enough. Alrighty, getting closer and closer to the glacier. Just gonna move around this little rocky area. Then we'll be up there. You can really see it now. We're gonna like move up that part right there once we get onto it from those rocks. Ooh, a little bit of scree action here.
As we were getting closer to the upper mountain, we could see Chimborazo becoming more and more visible. From where we are right now, we'll continue to traverse over some more rocky terrain and even have some scrambling coming up. And then we'll see what the glacier has in store for us as we climb our way to the summit.
Oh, that full moon giving us a perfect glimpse of the climb. Progress update. 860 feet of gain, like 2,000, a little bit more than 2,000 more feet to go.
As we approach this scramble, we're going to be roping up. This is, of course, if one of us falls, the other can catch, but now there's also a risk of rock fall triggered by the climbers in front of us that we've just caught up to.
So we're about to get onto these rocks right here. Gonna need to throw on the crampons. Ooh. But after this, we'll get onto the glacier. We're making pretty good timing right now. So this is when it gets a little bit fun. Heading up that rock. Oh yeah. Got some nice crampon on rock going on here. Love to see it. Look at these placements. Foot placement is crazy. So you wouldn't expect the crampons to stick into something like this, but they definitely do. Solid little ascent. Getting onto some snow here. Gonna keep going through these rocks, and then it'll lead us right onto the glacier. Alrighty, here we are on the glacier. Boom. These conditions are pretty good, honestly. Yeah. Like it's better than Cotopaxi, which was just hard ice. This is much easier to dig into. So we're just gonna be slogging up this. You can see those headlamps over there. And we're gonna just kind of continue following up that glacier until we get to the fall summit, and we'll go to the true summit from there. Definitely getting a little bit chilly, so we got the gloves out. Chimborazo ain't a warm mountain at all. Ooh, this is just beautiful. Look at that. Dude, this full moon is doing us justice. Way above these clouds. But yeah, we're just moving through these penitente fields right now. And once we get to where those people are, I think it'll get a little bit more steep. We just ascended up this pretty, that's where all the penitentes were. And then, we were kind of locked in right here. I wasn't filming too much because we actually had to have the axes out because bit steep indeed. But yeah, we're making solid progress. Kind of just came through this, and now we're in this cool melted out glacial zone. Looks terrifying. But as you can see, those people, they're moving up. So that's one of the two summits up there. And then you'll end up going down for a little bit, and then you go back up to the true summit. So yeah, we're just gonna keep trucking along. It is a little bit cold, my toes, a little cold, I'm not gonna lie, but we're all good. We'll get up there, sun will be out soon, it'll feel great. We'll have a really awesome view. Look at this, it's like a sea of clouds over there. Absolutely freaking beautiful.
At this point, I was really feeling the altitude, and my toes were just so cold. It was actually kind of unbearable, but I was gonna thug it out anyways. So far, we had made it all the way up the lower snowfield plains, and from where we are now, we just had to make it to the first of two summits. This is the longest stretch. Absolute drag. It's also where I turned back my first time attempting this, so we just had to lock in, stay focused, and push up this.
So I quit somewhere in here last time, and all the way up there is the fall summit. Yeah, as Juan is seeing, look at this thing. Freaking crazy. This is why you get up early in the morning, right? So they don't collapse. Oh, look at this bad Larry. Ooh, that is a deep one. Yeah, we're at 19,500 feet. I think this is like exactly where I turned back my first time.
So we continued making our way closer and closer to the first of two summits. We even had to pass over this crevasse while there's a few other climbers on top of it. But after this, it was really just a final push up until that point, and the sun was starting to come out as well.
About to hit 20,000 feet. Let's go. Yeah, man. We're so close to the fall summit.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this drop, dude. This is a hefty slope. We're right there pretty much. False Summit is just up off of this, and then we'll be pretty much in reach of the real summit. That was a slog. I mean, that was like 1,500 feet of gain, just consistent. Oh, this is gonna be amazing once we get in that sun too. Whew. Yeah, as you can see, we're only 300 feet away. So by the time we actually get up on the first summit, will be 250, and we'll just have a little bit of distance to catch, and then go up that last few hundred feet. Look how crazy this looks with these two guys coming down in the sun right on their horizon. Let's see what we got as we cross over the first summit. I see one volcano over there, Cotopaxi. All right. One of the summits.
The first summit, my friend.
First of two. All right, after a nice cold few hours, we finally came over that crest and made it to the first of two summits in the sun. Whew, that was a cold one. So now we got the true summit of Chimborazo over there. It's technically only like 100 feet higher, but it looks a little bit more because you have to like go down a little bit of a decline and then ramp back up, which is always enjoyable. But dude, we're gonna get up there and that sun is just gonna be full force on us. I need it.
After an absolutely brutal push up to the false summits, we were rewarded with clouds all around us and even Cotopaxi way off in the distance. And now the only thing left to do was make one final push for the true summit of Chimborazo.
Alrighty, off to the true summit. Yeah, this is definitely unique how you have to go so flat down after reaching one of the summits. Juan, I know we're almost there, but you mind if I pee quick?
Excuse me?
You mind if I pee quick? I gotta go really bad. I know we're almost there.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, I can hold it. I can hold it. Keep going, keep going, keep going. Only a few dozen more feet to go. This is the hardest part right here. Dude, I'm like actually about to throw up. Holy crap. Hey. Good job.
Ryan, finish.
5 hours though.
Yes, my friend, 5 hours. Spent 5 hours starting 5,300 meters. Here is 6,268 meters.
Exactly.
Good job,
I'm
job,
feeling
Ryan.
dead. Thank you, thank you. And thank you so much for bringing me up here. What a nice summit though. This thing is massive. That's the south summit over there. Looks so much smaller compared to when we were on top of it, but yeah.
I was super stoked on making it to these summits here. 20,500 feet is really no joke. It was super rewarding, especially with all the work we had put in over the last week. Was feeling pretty crappy for multiple different reasons, but that's just type 2 fun, innit? So now we just had to get down safely.
Goodbye, summit. Time to go. Time to get down. I just don't understand why I get such bad indigestion at altitude. I didn't need to go to the bathroom before we left, but 3 hours in I have to. But anyways, we're gonna hop on down out of here to the first summit, then down all the way. And yeah, it's kind of hard to believe this is all a volcano. It just looks like a giant snow mound. Chimborazo Shadow Pyramid. We're back. We're back on the red rock, which means we're off of the glacier, which is the dangerous and sketchy stuff, and also the cold stuff. I mean, we just got right into that sun right there too. Alrighty, back at camp. Looking pretty dead right now. I'm sure it'll fill up later, but we're gonna go pack up all of our stuff and trek on out of here. Good thing we got off Chimborazo, because it looks like it's gotten pretty ugly up there. But yeah, we're pretty much at the trailhead now. You can see all the cars and everything like that. Super glad I was able to bring you all along with this journey. Super hyped we got all 3 peaks. Definitely got a little bit humbled by Chimborazo. Kind of took my soul today, I'm not gonna lie. Always some good lessons to learn though, such as making sure to drink more than 3/4 of a liter of water before you get to the top, which is like very obvious, and you learn this, like I've learned this multiple times, but for some reason I was still neglecting it. Probably because I felt really good at the start. So drink water, everybody. Thank you so much for watching this video. We got some big bangers coming. Solo Aconcagua will be the next video, so subscribe for that. We'll see how it goes. And yeah, see ya.